Good morning, my friends. I am a little late. I was up very early, and then I kept looking. I was like, how is it not time yet? It's not time to stream yet. And then I looked, and it was 5 minutes. So, man, I'm just looking. My face is so shadowed. It's so cloudy here, and it's been raining. It's very weird because it's been so hot this month, which is nice because it has not been hot at all. It has not been hot at all. And then, so at the 5 minute mark, 9:55, I started to set everything up, and then I decided I did not want to sit at my desk. I decided I want to be comfy and sit in this chair, which is my favorite chair. And I I couldn't find anything. I spent like 7 minutes just looking for this stand for my mic, because I've been using the mic arm that's attached to my desk now. By the way, if I should put together like a gear guide, that's what everyone does, and they put all of their affiliate links. But IKEA has some great stuff. IKEA has like this whole gamer line of like stuff for game streamers. So I bought their ring light, and it has a phone stand that goes inside the ring light, and then they also have a mic arm as well too that attaches to your desk, and it's all super cheap. And they have, I could show this one. I think it's right there. No, it's a little too far for me to reach. They have a little light. It's a little mini ring light. The one I have is big, and it's on a stand. They have a little mini one that goes on top of your laptop, which is very cool. So I could be using that to shadows on that side. My window is there, shadow is there. But this is good, right? This is good. You don't care about my face. It's been a while. I've not been making videos this last month, and for that I apologize. But sorry. Maybe I woke up too early. I'm a little punch drunk. I went to New York at the beginning of April for crossword convention, and I really want to make at least one video about one specific zine. One of the speakers made a zine, and I really want to make a video about it. But ever since I got back, I just haven't done anything. I haven't wanted to do anything, and that's so sad. That is my executive dysfunction. That is what my brain does. My brain says, no, we don't have to. We're not going to do that. Nobody cares, right? That's what your brain tells you. Or at least that's what my brain tells me. Nobody cares. But we are here. We made it. Even if we're late, we made it. So, what should we do? First, we should talk about jam. Let's flip over the screen. So, Sunday Zine Club jam number 10. Number 10. 2 digits now. You still have 2 weeks. It is May 25th. That is the deadline. So not next Sunday, but the one after. And we've got 2 submissions already. Some people are really on the ball. And I think I'm going to submit. I keep going back and forth on this. If you remember, this is what we did last week. Last week I made this template for designing like a storytelling game. So this is the template that I used for my game called Golden Record. That's on my itch page. And then I used it again for a Pride game that I made for a jam. And so it's just a really kind of basic cooperative storytelling game mechanic. And so this is just a template that you can fill in the blanks. You can fill in what your game is going to be following this same kind of mechanic. So the template is new, but I technically didn't really make it for this jam, so I do feel bad about submitting it. But I do kind of want to just submit it and then maybe I'll make something else. I don't know. Because the thing that I love about jams is that you make a thing for a reason, and you make it in the with the constraints, right? It's all about those creative restraints, the restraint of the time as well as the restraint of the theme. And that's what I really enjoy. I enjoy that kind of process. I've talked about this so much, that, I get a lot done with those kinds of creative restraints, that I wouldn't do it if I didn't have that, right? I wouldn't make as many zines as I do if I wasn't here. If I wasn't here live and making it for you. So that's I really love that, right? I don't see that as an obligation or requirement. I see that as a creative restraint. And some people might hear the word restraint and think that that's negative, but I don't. I don't feel like it's negative. It's putting borders on something, putting an outline on it to say, I'm going to do this thing, and it has a definition, and I know when it starts and I know when it ends. And being able to see that ending of what is the success formula, right? We even have in games, right? We have an objective. And so what is the objective? The objective is to make a zine before this deadline with this theme. The theme is play, by the way, play, which is why I love the idea of posting a game template, right? So what I might do is still submit it, but then also submit something else. Because in the guidelines here, if we scroll down, it's about the spirit of it. Can you see that? Oh, that web page doesn't. I didn't realize that this window in OBS was stretched all the way down. That's all right. Let's pull it all the way up. There we go. So now you can see. The zine must be created during the time of the jam. You may use resources such as photographs or clip art, and the zine can be inspired by previous writing, but in the spirit of a jam, the zine should be created during the 4-week period. That's why I feel bad about it. Because I definitely started this before. I don't know, but I finished it during. I don't want to stretch my own rules. So the theme is play, and you have until May 25, 13 days, 23 hours, which is basically 2 weeks. You got a fortnight. You got a fortnight to make something, which means I have a fortnight to make something, right? I can make something else. The other thing that I wanted to mention, because we're talking about the jam, is that the other thing I did this morning and why I got a little bit distracted is because I set up a Discord server. Now, I am a very reluctant Discord user. And I've tried setting up Discord servers before, but I just wasn't using Discord that much, so I felt bad about it. But a couple of my other communities have moved there from other places, so now I'm I'm kind of there. But I do love the idea of us having a community that's away from this page, because even though Itch has this community tab that allows you to have like kind of like a forum, right? It's only for this jam. And if we're doing this monthly, it's going to keep going away. So I do like the idea of having a space where we can talk about the jam, and we can just talk about zines as well too. So the link in the description is called Sunday Zine Club. If that is something that you want to do, absolutely do not have to. Don't feel required. Don't feel, this is the other thing, don't feel like you're missing out on important information, right? The information is always going to be on this website. So it's not like, it's just community space, right? It's not, what am I trying to say? I'm trying to say like nothing will be hidden, right? Nothing will be private that you need to know for the jam, right? You can absolutely still just do the jam and not join the Discord. That's totally cool. Because this is kind of what I feel about Discord, is that, you know, I've been on the internet a very, very long time. I've been on the internet since 1996. 1996. I was 14 and I was in love with the X-Files and Baz Luhrmann's Romeo and Juliet. And those were the two impetus. Those were the reasons that I went online, because I was like, I want to talk to other people about these things because I think these things are cool. And also Romeo and Juliet, that movie, was one of the very first, if not the first, movie that had an official website. It had an official website with like graphics and videos and stuff that you could download, and it was very cool. It was very cool. So it's the reason that I got online. So I've been online for a very long time, and to me, online has always been very public. We do stuff out loud, right? We show our work. That's like my entire creative thesis is show your work. Do the stuff out loud. Give away everything for free so that people can see it, right? That's the way that you build things, is that you show people your processes. I'm such a process geek. Like I love process stories. I want to see inside of your notebooks, right? I want to see all of your rough drafts before you get to the final. And over the last 10 years, so much of that online community that used to exist has disappeared into Discord servers. And that makes me very sad. I'm like rambling here. I'm like, I should flip over. Ooh, wait. We lost it. There we go. Sorry. I was very confused. That screen is connected to my phone, and my phone is on the charger over there. So you were just looking at a camera view of my coffee table. I was going to say, I'm sitting here like ranting in this tiny little bubble. I should have it in the full screen so I can clip this as a video. Because like this is a video topic, right? Of like everything is going private. So much of the internet is disappearing into these Discord servers where nobody can see it, right? Nobody can, only select people can talk to each other. And like, there is a space for that. I'm not saying that it should not exist. That's not the point I'm making. Sorry. But so much of it used to be public and now it's not anymore. And there's so many reasons why. Like, I do not, what's the word? Begrudge. I do not begrudge people for taking things private, because being a person on the internet is absolutely horrific at times, especially as you start to put together, intersectional, marginalized identities. So I know why people go private. It just makes me kind of sad because so much used to be public that is now private. And it's harder to find your people, It used to be that we would put stuff out there and then someone would show up in your email like, hey, I love this thing that you made. That's one of my favorite things. I don't get a lot of those emails anymore. But like that used to happen a lot. Now it happens in my YouTube comments, in the comments of my videos. That one video about my zine collection that really popped off. And I got so many comments from random people who had discovered me, and they're like, this is a very cool thing that you do. And like, I love that. It feels good. All that to say is that sometimes the way to build that community, though, is both, right? Is that you have the public stuff and then you have the private stuff as well. You have both of them and they complement each other. So that's what we're trying. That's what we're going to try here. We're going to keep making our stuff on itch and this is another thing, but maybe this can go in the Discord again. It's just having a place to like collect things, right? It's hard to collect things in YouTube comments. But I really wanted to see if more people were on Tumblr because I really want to start posting my stuff on Tumblr. I feel like we could create a community there as well too. So like if you're on Tumblr, let me know and I'll follow you. That's a whole video though right there. That's a whole topic. Public versus private. So I do have this zine. And if you remember, 2 weeks ago, I finished this one on the stream. And then I said I was gonna sleep on it before I uploaded it. And I did sleep for those 2 weeks, but I didn't upload it yet. But again, it's that question of like, should I? I probably shouldn't. I think that's where I come down. I think the fact that I'm going back and forth on this means that I should make something else. So if I'm going to make something else, ooh, that was a really loud one. Sorry. If I'm going to make something else, we got to do some morning pages. So we're going to do morning pages. We're going to write. We'll go to this screen and our timer. 15 minutes. 15 minutes sounds good. I kind of feel like I need 15 minutes today. I need some time to like really dig in here. I'm back in this notebook, which is like I love this. I love this cover. So this is an Erin Condren notebook. It's just a regular notebook with lined pages. I got into, this could be a whole topic. Actually, this is probably a blog post. I got into Erin Condren planners last year when I fell down the rabbit hole of planner YouTubers. And I started watching a ton of planning content. And so many people on YouTube love the Erin Condren planners. And so I went and I looked and there was a design that I really loved. And it turned out to be a limited edition design. So I am very happy that I bought it. But I bought like the big one. And I'm in Canada. It's not financially feasible to buy stuff from Erin Condren. I do not recommend it. If you are outside of the United States, absolutely do not recommend. Way too expensive. But the problem is that planner, as much as I didn't use the planner layout, like the actual planner, I love their paper. Their paper is so nice. It's called Mohawk paper, and I have not been able to find it elsewhere. So I don't know if it's a proprietary blend. I don't know if it's like wholesale only and you just can't buy it anywhere else, but I love their paper. It's toothy. But it's smooth. So it's not like, toothy like a watercolor paper, but it's so nice and thick, and I just love it. So I broke one of my cardinal rules, and I found as many discounted, old, discontinued, just regular Erin Condren notebooks that I could find on Amazon Canada. So I bought a whole bunch of notebooks, and they were all less than like $18, right? So I did not feel bad at all about buying those, because it was probably all like old dead stock or something. I don't know. So now I have all of these, just like, you can actually see some of them. I mean, you can see I got into happy planners as well too. I think that I could love, again, this is a whole topic, right? I think that this is the problem. This is the problem. I haven't made a video in so long. So like, I haven't talked to you in so long. And so I'm like, I have all of these ideas just pent up. I feel like I could really love the happy planners. I even bought the whole bunch. But it's the paper. I don't want to just print on regular copy paper, because I don't like writing on that regular copy paper. But I feel like the happy planner really could be like that could be like, because you can just customize it so much, and I like to move things around. So the thing about this one that I've got going is that I have lists mixed up with the morning pages, right? Which I'm going to do right now. So like, I need a place where I can do the morning pages brainstorming, just write. But then also take the ideas out of that writing, turn it into a list, and then keep those lists together, right? So this is why bullet journaling appeals to me, because I like that idea of splitting the lists out, right? Like, you have the permanent collections, and then you have like the day-to-day stuff, right? But I don't like bound books, because you can't really move stuff. So this is a whole topic. But I found myself, if you remember, I had been using a B6 size. And as much as I love that for carrying it every day, when I do morning pages, I want something like this. I want something big that I can just scrawl. I am definitely a scrawler, right? And I have big writing as well too. I like fountain pens, but I am very different than the most conventional fountain pen users. I find actually most pen fanatic people, they all love fine tips, fine nibs, fine tips. And I do not. A 0.5 is like the smallest I can handle. And even that's a little scratchy for me. I like a 0.7. So this one, the TWSBI, this is the medium, the M. And I like this one. This one's very good. I think that a 1.0 is not terrible, but I do like something smaller. So that 0.7 is perfect for me. People that like the 0.3, it's way too scratchy. I can't handle it. So I have big writing. I like a big page. But I don't want to carry this in my bag all the time. So that's where we are. That's why I have a million notebooks. That's why I have. Let me turn this off for a second. That's why I have this entire shelf. It's all notebooks. Notebooks and binders and it's ridiculous. All right, let's write. Let me shut up and let's write. So, 15 minutes. I'm going to mute. Um, and hopefully we'll have an idea and we'll make a zine. That's it. That was 15 minutes. I wish, like, it simultaneously felt like 15 minutes and felt way too fast. I only wrote 1 and a little bit pages. I like just over 1.5, which is very, very little for me. And granted, at the beginning there, I did check my phone, but I don't know. Why did I not write as much today? I did get some great ideas, though. That's the thing. So, like, it really doesn't matter. It doesn't matter how much you write, as long as you get an idea. I'll turn that clock off. So, the first idea that I had, which I still want to make, I want to make both of these ideas. That's how good I think they are. The first idea I had was a game that's like a scavenger hunt. So, and I'm thinking about it in like a trifold, like a brochure. So a trifold, like when I went to New York, I am not a hardcore birder. I would not say that, like, I love bird watching, but I don't do it as like a formal thing. I just go outside and I look at birds. So it was like, I haven't joined a club or anything, although I think that I would really enjoy that. But when I went to New York, I was like, oh, I should see what I should look out for. So I downloaded this. I found a PDF that was a trifold brochure style thing. That was a checklist for birds in New York State, which I was like, oh, damn, that's really cool. I should make that for BC birds, number one. But yes, Lily, right? A scavenger hunt. And so I'm thinking a scavenger hunt for like spring, right? For like go outside and what kind of things do you see for spring? Because that is the season that we are in. But very versatile. You could take that template and then turn it into different kinds of things. So that was my first idea for the theme play. What did I write? No, that's really all I wrote. I didn't write any details. But then I was thinking about playlist. And a couple of years ago, I basically created accounts on like everything, right? Because they say that you don't have to be active everywhere, but you should have a presence everywhere. So like if people are looking for you, then they can find you. And Spotify was one of those things. It was really easy to just like make an account and then make a couple playlists that were thematic to my stuff. And so then people could find me there. But I would really like to get off of most of those websites. So be a lot more centralized. So I have a bunch of like zine theme playlists on Spotify. So I was thinking I would turn that playlist into a zine instead. So get it off of Spotify, put it into a different place. And I think that would be a great zine as well, too, to write about those songs. So I kind of want to make both of them. Obviously, I don't think we can make both of them right now. I'm just going to move this notebook and get it out of my way. I don't know. Can you hear that? I have this box. Ooh, sorry. I'm getting really close. I have this box next to my desk that has all my stationery stuff in it. And I really like it because now I can just throw stuff into that box rather than piling it onto my desk, onto my coffee table. Sorry. I'm trying to move my water bottle, but it is open, so if it falls, it will make a mess. All right, let's open Pages. And let's put down the microphone. As much as I love this chair, it's just not very conducive. It's not the best idea I had today. You know what? I just really didn't want to sit in my office chair. I wanted to be comfy today. But now I need both my hands to do stuff. All right. So the other thing that I like about this idea, about the trifold, the scavenger hunt idea, the other thing that I like about it is it's a different template. Break me out of my rut and make something that looks different. So we are going to open up. So I am in the process of redoing and reorganizing my templates. But the fact that it's still a process means that I don't know where anything is. So, trifold. So we're going to open this one. Welcome, William. We got some people in the chat. I'm so glad you're here. I know the times can be funny. And when you do streaming, it's like you cannot get everyone. It's just not possible, right? You really have to just kind of like pick a time and go for it. Which is why I love streaming on YouTube versus Twitch. When I first started, I was doing it on Twitch. But Twitch was a little bit too ephemeral for me, right? I like that YouTube is more like an archive. So you can go back and watch everything. That being said, I do kind of want to do some streams at some different times. Like I'm thinking about my schedule is such that I have the middle of the week off of work. So we could do like an evening stream. We are going to duplicate this. And there's a weird thing that Pages does with OBS is that even though I'm streaming from Pages, the app, I need to tell it that I'm in a different file. And now you can see that different file is a different size. It's so annoying, right? All right, so this is the trifold. And you can see that it's actually only one page. So here's a little tip. We're just going to, you right click there and then you can duplicate the page and it's exactly the same. So you get all of the text fields as well too. So we're going to make this a little bit bigger. 100's too big. 75. We're going to do 75. So those numbers is the pixels, 264 pixels by 612. Obviously, we're not going to use that. But it is useful information to have. All right, and we need to make this shorter so you can see the bottom. Oh, that's as small as it goes. That's good. You can see most of it. You can see page 1 and page 2. The thing about this template, as with any two-sided, double-sided template, you have to double check when you print because every printer will do it differently. They will either print exactly this page, like this page next to this page, right? Or they will switch it. So this page, this one over here, will match this one over here. I don't know why printers do this, but they do. So you have to double check what your printer is going to do. So I'm going to make this zine as if it was, I think this will be the outside. So we'll do, this is the cover. So this is the front cover. This is the back cover. So when you fold it closed, those are the two that are outside. And then this one will be folded inside, which means it will be basically page 3, right? Because if this is page 1, front cover is page 1, then inside is going to be, and I'm going to say this is the inside. This is going to be page 2. And then, but with a trifold, I mean, obviously, if you wanted to do something narratively, you would want to be really clear about what the pages are, what the page numbers are. But I feel like the benefit of doing a trifold, it's like you're making a brochure, right? So people open it up and then they look at whatever page has the information that they need. The most important ones to think about are the front cover and the back cover, because those are going to be the ones that are seen outside when everything is folded up. So page 2 is going to be the opposite side of the front cover. And then this will be the middle, so we'll call it, but then this is page 3. I am really not, this is hard to explain, right? This is why we have templates. This is hard to explain. When you open up the front cover, this is kind of the first one that you see, right? Because this is the verso of this, but this is facing towards you. So I'm thinking about it like, maybe we call this inside cover. If I knew exactly where my trifolds, my printed trifolds were, I would get up and grab them. But at this moment, I don't know where anything is. Where did I put my... I don't know where they are. So then these would be, what would we call them? Right, inside cover. This is page 3, 4, 5, 6, right? So we want to do like page 1, page 2, page 3, page 4, page 5, like that. And then the back cover is going to be totally separate, I feel like. Front cover needs to be the not introduction, right? This page would be more like introduction. Because that's going to be the first page people read. This is the cover in the classic sense of a cover. And then the back cover is going to be what it always is, the colophon, the information, the links, that kind of stuff. We should give this a real name. This is just copy. So today is 25/5/11. 11. I saw a very good joke on Tumblr the other day. How last week was Short King Week because it was 5-5 to 5-9. We are gonna call this. You know what? We're gonna call it play because that's the theme. So I'm gonna call it play. I'm gonna put it in pages. But it's kind of like a game. What zine did I make last week? William asks. Last time, so I stream every other week. Last time I was live, I worked on the template, the storytelling template, the storytelling game template, which, to be honest, I haven't uploaded yet, but I really want to try to get it done today. So, I will put that one when I upload it. I will put that link in the. I'll make a comment on this video so you can see it. And I think I have decided to not use that as my submission for play, even though that's why I did it. It's just that I'd started it way before this jam. So I feel like it's not really sporting. It's not really in the spirit of the jam to upload it as my submission. But that's what I worked on last stream. And we finished it. I finished it last stream. I just didn't upload it. I get the most work done when I'm actually live and you all are watching me. Even if I don't know that anyone is here, I still feel like someone's here and watching me. It gets me to do some work. It gets me to do something. So I think I want to start with the checklist rather than the cover, just because that'll be easy to do. We can get that done. Right? Page 3 is going to explain what this is. And then I feel like all 3 of the inside pages should be checklist. That makes sense, right? Yeah. That makes sense to me. Even though this page, this inside cover page, is going to be on the opposite side of this, right? So when you open, that's what you see. But this is the one that's facing up. So that's where we give the information. This is where we just have the checklist. So what we could do 3 separate categories. Or we could just mix it all up. I think those are the 2 options. And I suppose we could do more than 3 categories if we wanted. So an easy way to create little checkboxes is my face in front of this? Yes. Let me move my head for you. Bullets. So with the bullet option, you can create something like this, like a dot. And then people can check that dot. Can we make it bigger? How big? How big is too big? Yeah, okay. I don't think that's too big. Let's do 70. That feels good to me. That looks right. What is this font? This font is Solway and is 13 point. It looks so tiny though, doesn't it? Doesn't this font look tiny to you? And then what we can also do is, like I said, we could do like a title. So we could do for categories, right? So we would want to, Does that look like it's aligned to you? I kind of feel like there's like a little shift going on there. I don't know what that is. That might just be me. So I want to make that just heading, but so it's under layout. Bullets is not under layout. Bullets is under style. There it is. And then none. And I keep closing that because it's a very tiny window. And so it's in my way. I've been having some problems with, I don't know if it's problems, but because I'm streaming on my laptop is 13 inches, 13-inch screen, which is very small, which I like because I used to have a 27-inch screen and that desktop is not working at the moment. So, in order to get all the windows into OBS and make them fit, I have to make the screen resolution very, very small. Tiny, tiny windows. I was going to say, what kinds of things? Maybe we say nature. Nature would be one category. We could say objects could be another category. Although I kind of feel like maybe nature should be first, objects second, and then I want to say something like actions. I don't like any of these titles. These are all bad titles. But this is the point, is that you have to get something, you have to put something down so that you can fix it, right? This is the whole point about what we call the crappy first draft, right? You got to do the first draft first so that you can fix it. So that's the idea. That's what I'm thinking, is that the first one is going to be stuff like seagull, right? When you see seagull, you check it off. This one, I'm thinking more like, I'm thinking more like man-made objects. So we might put like red car. But then here we could do seagull. Why did it auto capitalize that one but not the other ones? That's weird, isn't it? Seagull stealing French fry. I live at the beach, by the way. Woo! I live at the beach, and one of the most popular things to do when it gets hot is go to the beach and eat not French fries. I mean French fries, yes, but fish and chips, specifically fish and chips. And so our seagulls and every other bird that lives here loves to steal our food because it is plentiful and it is easy. It is easy for them to steal food, especially because so many people give them food. So this is what I'm thinking, is that the first one is going to be things in nature. The second one is going to be things made by man. And the last one is going to be moments, right? Events, scenes. And now I'm thinking, oh boy, how are we going to fill this up? My gosh, it's already been an hour and 5 minutes. How did we waste that much time, folks? Wow. Wow. All right. So we'll probably go another 15, 20 minutes because I don't really want to do a 2-hour stream. Part of the reason why I don't want to do a super long one is because I don't know if people really watch really long ones. I mean, I don't really watch long streams. So, but I do enjoy streams that kind of like motivate me, right? Like I hope that that one of the reasons why people enjoy these streams is for exactly that. Of like you can work along with me, right? So like when I'm working, you're working. And then we take a little break and just chat. Cuz I enjoy those streams, so. All right. Let's think about a little bit about the introduction perhaps. Also, I think I might want to fix the margins on this. I think I'd have to. Yeah, this is why I got the. This is why I got the microphone arm because this tripod is absolutely terrible. It's the tripod that came with the mic, but it's so bad. It's so bad. So we're going to write a little bit. We're going to write about what is this? What is this game? Actually, you know what? Let me get that title. Let me grab that title so I can put that here. And then, yeah, and then I think it should be good. So, we're not going to call it nature though, are we? We're going to call it how to play. This is a list of what? A list of, it's not things, right? Most of my students are like, 7 to 12. That's where the big proportion of my students come from, or the age that they are come from. And so whenever we're doing writing and they use the word things, I always circle it and I tell them, things doesn't mean anything. Tell me what you mean. Be more specific. Your thing is different than my thing, right? So, this is a list. This is a list of what you might see during the spring. During the springtime? During springtime. During springtime. Right? I can make this a whole series, right? That would be fun. We could do a whole one for every season. We could call it the 4 seasons. The 4 seasons. That's the name of an Alan Alda movie that Tina Fey just adapted into a series. The 4 Seasons. Although that 4 Seasons is named after the hotel. If we had 4 here, we could do one for each season and make it into one full zine. I mean, that could be an interesting thing as well, too. So, we got what other kinds of things? What do we want? So many. I kind of want to, here's what I want to do. I kind of want to just write and make a list to see exactly how many things do we need to come up with to fill this, right? So maybe we just fill it with a little bit of random stuff. So like building, school, newspaper. And I do want these to be interesting, but I also just want to make a list and see how many we have to do. Because I feel like it's going to be a lot. feel like it's going to be a lot. We could also make them bigger, too. This is the other thing. You kind of have to print it to see how it's going to fit, to see if it's going to look good. Trash. And say, like, shoes hanging from wires. Bus stop. I keep thinking about nature things. My brain's going to like driftwood, grass, forgotten jacket, empty coffee cup, open sign, mailbox. An action we could do is like the moment the lights go on, the street lights. Oh yes, it does fit. So why did that one seagull capitalize and nothing else is capitalizing? That's odd, isn't it? Isn't that weird? Right? And like person talking on their phone. Kids playing in the park. I'm kind of fighting with myself of like, should I write it as a full sentence? I mean, not a full sentence, but like, should I write it as very simple? Don't use articles, prepositions. I think we need a lot, right? I feel like we're going to need a lot. So that is everything. Okay. One, two, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, 30, 31. 31 things. We need 31 things times 3. Somebody else is probably better at math than I am. I mean, obviously it's 90 something, right? Because 30 times 3. 93? Is it 93? I'm like, that should be easy, right? 31. All right, is a list of what you might see outside in springtime. Carry this list with you and check off what you see. I don't like that repetition though. Copy. We do like, okay. Make copies for all your friends and carry this list with you. Or the person with... I also really hate this font. I want to change this font. I mean, I don't hate it. It's a perfectly nice font. I just don't like it for this. The person with the most checks at the end of... I'm going to say the end of your field trip wins. All right. The other reason that I really want to get a little paragraph here is to look at the margins. So, layout. That's where it is. Indents. I usually go with 5 as like my default, just to give it a little bit of space. And then another thing that I want to do is we got to get rid of these borders. So I put borders on all of my templates so that when you download it, you can see where the pages are. But you really should turn those borders off before you print. But it's a nice guideline, right? It's nice to see because that is very confusing to look at that. When you select it, you can see where the page is because you can see the text box. But I think this one, I'm going to change the margins on that one too. You know what? Yeah, I feel like I should change the margins on all of them actually. Because when you fold it, that is not going to be good. We might actually need some more space for the folding. All right, what do we think the cover should be? I mean, a check mark could be interesting. I mean, not interesting, but I meant interesting in that, just that's what I'm thinking of. But it's not necessarily going to be an interesting shape. Let's see what we got for check. Oh, there's actually a checklist. Look at that. It's like a ballot. It looks like a ballot. That actually is interesting. I do like that. Can we? No. Why did you do that? That was weird. I'm just going to delete that. I want to flip this. I want the checklist to be on the opposite side. That's arrange. Oh. Oh no, you know what? If you flip it, the check mark is the wrong way. Oh no. That's not. So now it looks funny to me to be on that side, right? Cuz that's very ballot rather than checklist. Interesting. So I mean we could do this. Make it that big. If it didn't have this little cutout, it would be very easy to duplicate it. I mean, I suppose we still could. Okay, let's try this. We could duplicate it. Is there not a straight duplicate? Okay, there's not a straight duplicate. We're just going to copy paste. And what I'm thinking is to flip it this way. And then see, that's not far enough. Almost. That looks very funny, doesn't it? All right. Something to think about. I don't think it's very good, but it's something to think about. All right. It's 11:30. It's 11:30. Let's call it a day. Um it was a good idea to start. I don't know. I think that it's the kind of thing where it's going to take me too long to write the lists to do it on the stream. So I think it's probably better to we're going to save. We'll come back to this. Maybe we'll try to do that. Do I have anything this Wednesday? Maybe we'll try to do like an evening stream on Wednesday. We could do that. All right. Thanks for hanging out, everyone. And let's see. Do we still have that open? No. Nope. That's my Tumblr. Or let's there we go. There we go. Sunday Zine Club Jam number 10. So you got 2 weeks. You got 13 days, 22 hours. Lots of time. Lots of time to make a zine. I still have to make mine. So, if you feel like you have no time, just, watch this video and watch me flail. So you can definitely do it faster than I can do it. Maybe, yeah, like I said, maybe we'll do like an evening stream. See if that works a little bit better for people. We could always move this one as well too. I just started doing it in the morning because I was awake. So nothing is ever set in stone, right? Nothing is ever set in stone. We can always change things. So if you had fun, come and join us on Itch. We do this every month. And if you missed the beginning of the stream, I did start a Discord server, and the invitation is down there in the description box. So if you want to come and hang out and talk about zines, we would love to have you. So until next time, thanks so much for hanging out with me. Thanks for letting me ramble. I feel like I did way more talking than making on this stream, but sometimes that's how it works out. And I appreciate you for coming and hanging out and making this a thing. We've done this 10 times. Sunday Zine number 10. Unbelievable. We'll have to do something big for when we celebrate the 1 year anniversary of Sunday Zine. So I will see you soon, folks.